A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining. You're watching RupEnglish News.
Hello there. Very good evening indeed. I'm Shah Masquinius.
And I'm Ashik Amridin. First we take a look at today's headlines. The President returns following a successful 4-day official visit to Uganda. The Foreign Minister says that the President's visit to Uganda was an important step in widening Sri Lanka's relationship with African countries. Tomorrow marks the 4th anniversary since the liberation of the motherland from terrorists. Demining in the north is almost complete, enabling resettlement and cultivation. Academia alleged that opposition criticism about development in the country cannot be justified. Philippines and Taiwan in major conflict on fishery resources.
Well, those were the headlines, and taking a look at news in detail now. President Mahinda Rajapaksa returned to the country this morning after ending a 4-day successful tour in Uganda. The visit helped strengthen the bilateral relations between the two countries. The President also visited Uganda in the year 2007 to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. During the current visit, the President participated and addressed the local government forum of the Commonwealth. The President, in his speech, explained about the evolution of the local government system in Sri Lanka from the ancient times, the decentralized local government system, and Sri Lanka's activities related to the local government. The President stated, by taking democracy to the people directly, the local government system became more practical. He also pointed out the challenges faced by the local government network in the country during the terrorist war period.
How are you?
Delivering the inaugural address of this forum, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, commended Sri Lanka for eradicating terrorism from the country. He also assured Uganda's participation in the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, which is scheduled to be held during the month of November. The new Sri Lanka High Commission in Ugandan capital Kampala was declared open by President Mahinda Rajapaksa and President Museveni. This is the 62nd overseas diplomatic mission of Sri Lanka and the 6th in the African continent. The bilateral discussions focused special attention on the agriculture, power and trade. The Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni made a special request to President Mahinda Rajapaksa to help improve the textile industry of Uganda, and he also invited Sri Lankan companies to invest in the power sector of that country. Sri Lanka is to implement a special project at a cost of $1.5 million to develop the Masulita Vocational Training Center. Minister Professor G.A. Pires, the monitoring MP of the Minister of External Affairs Sajin Divas Gunawardena, Secretary to the President Lalit Veeratunga joined the President's tour to Uganda.
Meanwhile, Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Pires said that President Mahinda Rajapaksa's official visit to Uganda was an important step in widening Sri Lanka's relationship with the countries in the African continent. He said that this visit will pave the way to strengthen political, economic and trade relations between Sri Lanka and African countries. An important event in the President's Uganda visit was his address to the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. The President explained to the Commonwealth representatives the steps taken by the government to strengthen local government activities in the northern and eastern provinces after the defeat of terrorism. Minister Pires said that this speech immensely helped to improve the image of Sri Lanka within the Commonwealth. Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Pires said that President Mahinda Rajapaksa took several streamlined steps to re-establish the local government institutes in the northern and eastern provinces after the end of war. The President explained these factors to the representatives of the Commonwealth Forum, and they were very keen to know about it. Minister Professor G.L. Pires said that the President's official visit to Uganda strengthened the country's relationship with African nations in several sectors. Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Pires also said that in the new foreign policy of President Mahinda Rajapaksa, a prominent place is given to enhance relationships with countries in the African continent. This has achieved great success, and the Commonwealth countries in the African continent are very keen to participate in the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting to be held in Colombo in the month of November.
Well, tomorrow is the 4th anniversary of liberating the motherland from terrorism. The main celebration will be held at Golface Green tomorrow morning under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The operation for ending terrorism from the country was commenced from the eastern province. Subsequently, it was extended to the northern province. Our gallant security forces destroyed the strategic locations of the terrorists and liberated all areas that were under the jackboots of terrorists. The country gained independence once again on the 18th of May 2009 with the death of the Tiger terrorist leader. The main celebration will start at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. The final rehearsal of this function was held today. The Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa also inspected the final rehearsal today. More than 9,400 personnel from the three forces and the Civil Defence Force will participate in the parade. The function has been organized to display the military might of the security forces. A display of armed vehicles and an air display will also be held. Veera Vibhushan awards will be awarded for the 7 martyred army personnel. The Ministry of Defence invite the public to come to the Golface Green at 8 a.m. tomorrow to witness the victory parade. People could visit the Golface Green from the Lake House roundabout through the Ceramic Junction. The function will broadcast live over the National RupEnglish from 7:30 a.m. tomorrow.
පොලිසියේ ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදාවේ සහ සිවිල් ආරක්ෂක බලකායේ සමාජිකයෝ 9400කට අධික පිරිසක් පෙළපාලි සඳහා එක් වෙති. ආරක්ෂක අංශවල යුද ශක්තිය විදහා දැක්වෙන අයුරින් උත්සවය සංවිධානය කර තිබේ. හමුදා රථ, නාවික සහ ගුවන් යානා සංදර්ශනයක්ද පැවැත්වේ.
The national commemoration function to honor the war heroes martyred during the humanitarian operation will be held near the war heroes statue. The function will start at 4 p.m. under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. In addition to this, the Ranaviru Seva Authority requests the people to light a lamp in conjunction with this function to commemorate the martyred war heroes.
Well, the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development states that a large amount of work has been done towards the welfare of war heroes during the post-conflict period. At a time when the country celebrates victory achieved, the services rendered by war heroes should also be greatly appreciated. This was stated by the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, while participating in the Prabhataya program of the National Rupavahini today. The Defence Secretary said that about 27,000 security service personnel sacrificed their lives in the struggle to end terrorism. Several thousand others were permanently or partially disabled. He said that since the time the government launched the humanitarian operation, families of war heroes were assisted under various welfare programs. The Abhimansala is a program launched to look after fully disabled war heroes for the rest of their lifetime. 2 Abhimansala centres were ₹1 million near Nuvaravawa in Anuradhapura and the other in Kamburupitia. More than 110 permanently disabled soldiers are being looked after at these 2 centres. A new Abhimansala is being constructed at Pangolla in Kurunagala and another will be constructed at Passara in the Badula district. The government has also begun a program to protect the parents of war heroes as a gratification towards war heroes. The Defence Secretary said that a special allowance of ₹750 is being deposited monthly to the Ranaviru parents' accounts, and these accounts are being opened for parents of ordinary soldiers up to high-ranking officials. A scholarship program is also being implemented for children of martyred war heroes and serving war heroes. These scholarships have been provided to about 800 students so far. A Defence Service College has also been opened for children of war heroes. ₹1,200 million was spent to establish this college. The government also took steps to ensure the right to own land for all families of martyred or fully disabled war heroes. The Ipalo Gama Ranajayapura housing project is one such project. Another 15 projects similar to that is now being constructed. Secretary to the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said that youth who participated in the operations during the war made an unbelievable sacrifice to launch the operations. They fought round the clock without even a break at certain times. We should ever appreciate their sacrifice. He said that no one has done as much as for any sector of the people of this country as the President has for war heroes during this short period of time. He said that the government has looked after all aspects of war heroes.
Well, the Sri Lanka Army has informed that the demining in the north for resettlement of people and to undertake cultivation activities has been completed. The spokesman of the Army, Brigadier Ruan Wanigasurya, told the National RupEnglish that the number of landmines removed amounted to nearly 1 million. 2,064 square kilometers in the northwestern province were congested with landmines. The Army spokesman said demining has been carried out in 95% of the total area.
As we celebrate the Victory Day tomorrow, defeating terrorism from the Sri Lankan soil, there is another victory that we can celebrate alongside that celebration tomorrow. After 4 years since the end of the conflict, Sri Lanka Army, along with other non-governmental organizations that are involved in demining, have been able to clear over 95% of the infested area in the north and east. At the end of the conflict in 2009, we had 2,064 square kilometers that were identified as mine-infested areas, but today we have only 96 square kilometers to be cleared, and that too mostly jungle areas. All those areas that are necessary for resettlement of the people and their livelihood, as well as for development, have been cleared of mines. This is a victory that Sri Lanka Army can celebrate alongside the Victory Day celebrations tomorrow.
Meanwhile, academics point out that criticisms levelled by the opposition about the development of the country is unjustifiable. The government has made long-term investments in the country. Academics say that certain groups questioning the benefits of these investments in the short term is being done solely to mislead the people. After ending 3 decades of terrorism, the country is seeing tangible development. Construction of international harbours, airports, expressways and power plants are significant among them. Professor Ranjit Bandara said that most of these projects are beneficial in the long term. Professor Ranjit Bandara said that in order to achieve short-term benefits, the opposition parties did not invest in long-term projects when they were in power. However, this government, which came into power in 2005, has invested in long-term projects for the first time in history in this country. The current generation may not see the full benefits of these projects, but the future generations will. These projects should be done by someone someday for the benefit of the country. Professor Bandara alleged that the opposition is misleading the people by obstructing the development programs of the government. He said that these groups are only a gang of power-hungry people. They are a group who want to come into power by any means and attempt to topple the government for this purpose. All these opposition cliques are demonstrating and agitating, centering the leader of the government and with the objective of handing over the rule of the country to someone who does not love the motherland. Professor Ranjit Bandara also stated that the young generation should act intelligently on the unjustifiable statements being made by the opposition. He said that when they were university students in the 88-89 period, they witnessed this kind of commotions to destroy the social, cultural, political and economic framework of the country. It is a similar situation being created in a different form now. He said that they witnessed this kind of action on 2 occasions which destroyed the youth of this country belonging to 5 decades. Therefore, he appealed to the youth not to be misled by these pseudo-benefactors.
Minister Basil Rajapaksa said that it was the nursing service that was not weakened even under terrorist challenges. He said that our country's nursing service can be compared with the nursing services of any other country. The minister made these comments when participating in a function held at Temple Trees today in connection with the International Nurses' Day. Mrs. Florence Nightingale is considered as the founder of nursing service, which has been established throughout the world in a streamlined and scientific basis. Mrs. Nightingale was born on the 12th of May 1820 in the Italian city of Florence. She has rendered a yeoman service for the development of nursing. She volunteered to treat thousands of British soldiers injured in the Crimean War. Based on her birthday, 12th May has been declared as the International Nurses' Day. The nursing service of Sri Lanka, which amounted to 19,000 in the year 2004, has been increased to 29,000 under this government. There is a great demand for Sri Lankan nurses in overseas countries. Minister Basil Rajapaksa said that when a country gets developed, all services of the country should also get developed. He pointed out that the nursing service should be promoted up to graduate level. The function was organized by the Public Service United Nurses Union. A memorabilia was presented to the President of the Union, Venerable Muruthettuwe Anandathero, in recognition of his long service for the improvement of the nursing service. Officials of the Health Ministry and several local and foreign invitees attended the function.
The Ministry of Telecommunication and Information Technology informs that it expects to use information technology to prevent road accidents. Today is the International Information Technology Society Day. The Minister made these comments at a function held in this connection. The United Nations, in its General Assembly in 2006, named 17th of May as International Information Technology Society Day. Remembrance of the establishment of the International Telecommunication Society and the commemoration of the first Telegraph Society of 1865 is done on this day. The theme of this year's function is Improvement of Road Safety through Information Technology. At present, the literacy rate of information technology in the country stands at 30%. It is planned to increase this rate to 75% by the year 2016. Along with this, a new security program will also be introduced to develop the road network. The national function of the International Information Day was held at Sri Lanka Telecom Institution in Kergol today. The Information Technology Centre of the Sabaragama province was also vested with the people during this event. The Telecommunication Regulatory Authority also organised a function in connection with this day, and the chairman of the authority, Anusha Palpita, and several others attended the function.
The construction sector has achieved a 4% growth compared to last year. Minister Bimal Weerawansa said that the planned programs of the government contributed to this growth. The minister made these comments at the inaugural function of the Build Sri Lanka 2013 International Construction and Trade Exhibition. The exhibition that is being held at Sirimao Bandaranaike Exhibition Hall in Colombo was declared open this morning by Minister Bimal Weerawansa. The objective of this exhibition is to enlighten the people about the rapid development in the construction sector and to make people aware of the new technologies of this sector. The exhibition will be held until the 19th of this month. There are more than 210 stalls at the exhibition. The exhibition will also establish new links in the industry and provide investment opportunities for interested parties. The minister speaking at the function explained about the progress in the sector. Minister Bimal Weerawansa said that the growth of the construction sector was 17% last year and this has increased to 21% this year. After the independence in many of the years, the growth in this sector was in a range of 5%. It is for the first time that the sector has registered such a big growth. Minister Basil Rajapaksa and parliamentarian Thilanga Sumathipala also attended the function.
A mega tourist program titled Get Sri Lankan was launched in Mumbai. As part of the program, a high-profile media conference was held in Taj Lands End Hotel in Mumbai. In 2010, the New York Times ranked Sri Lanka as the best of 31 destinations for tourists. The Get Sri Lankan campaign was initiated on President Mahinda Rajapaksa's advice in accordance with the Mahinda Chintana. The campaign is jointly organized by the Ministry of Economic Development and the private sector. At the media conference, broadcasters and the Indian media were briefed on the tourist attractions in Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the 30 years of political life of Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva has been appreciated. A function in this connection was held today at the Colombo Municipal Council premises. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva entered politics in 1983 as a member of the Colombo Municipal Council. Later, he became the leader of the opposition of the council. He made efforts to serve the people of all communities and religions without any difference. He has rendered a significant service towards the improvement of infrastructure facilities of the city. Mr. De Silva is presently serving as the Minister of Irrigation and Water Management, and a special memorabilia was presented to him in recognition of his long service. A large crowd, including the Governor of the Western Province, Alavi Maulana, the Provincial Council member, Daya Kant Pereira, and the Mayor of Colombo, A.J.M. Muzammil, attended the function.
The Vesak zone of the Kilinochchi has been organized this year as well. It will be held for 1 week from the Vesak full moon Poe Day at the Kilinochchi Central College grounds. A pandal depicting the life story of Dharma Ashoka is also being constructed at this location. The art and electric work for this pandal is being provided by the army personnel. The people will also get an opportunity to witness a special mechanical operation method of this pandal. The Vesak zone will consist of dansas, lanterns, Bhakti Gee recitals and stalls selling Vesak items.
Hello and a very good evening. Welcome to the Sports News with me, Chamindi Samarasekara. 2 new records were created in the 2013 National Junior Athletic Championship, which was held at Sugatadasa Stadium in Colombo yesterday. DM Ranavira of Rahula College Mathura created a record in the boys event of hammer throw for the under-20 age group. R. Kaveri of Sri Lanka Navy created a record in the pole vault event for the girls under-23 age group. More than 2,000 athletes are participating in the championship, which will end on Sunday. Today's events were held at the Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium in Diyagama, Homagama. The athletes who will make excellent performance will get the opportunities for participating in the Asian Youth Sports Festival to be held in China and the International Junior Athletic Championship to be held in Ukraine. The internationally reputed football player, the former captain of the England team, David Beckham, has decided to retire from his 20 years of football playing. He has also represented the Manchester United team and has won 6 awards in England Premier League and Champions League matches.
Well, with that, we wrap up today's bulletin of RupEnglish News. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Good night.